Good afternoon, students, and welcome to today's lecture where we take a spotlight on ancient Greek culture. I'm your professor, Dr. Rob Steffen, and today we are going to look at the practices of health, healing, and medicine in the ancient Greek world. Now, healing and medicine played a crucial role in ancient Greek society, blending religious beliefs with early scientific inquiry. Unlike modern medicine, which is based on empirical research and clinical practice, Greek healing practices combined ritual, divine intervention, and medical knowledge. The Greeks believed that health and disease were influenced by both natural and supernatural forces, and healing sanctuaries, such as the one at Epidaurus, they were central to their medical traditions. Now, Epidaurus is the perfect place to look at this theme, because it was one of the most important healing sanctuaries in all the Greek world. It was dedicated to the god Asclepius, god of medicine. Pilgrims from across the Mediterranean came seeking cures for their ailments, engaging in purification rituals, making offerings, and going through the process of incubation, where they would sleep in the temple in hopes of receiving divine healing through dreams. By studying ancient Greek medicine, we can gain a better understanding of how ancient societies approached healthcare, disease, and kind of the interplay between faith and medical practice. The worship of Asclepius, the god of medicine, was central to Greek healing practices. Asclepius was believed to have divine healing powers, and sanctuaries dedicated to him, known as Asclepia in the plural or an Asclepion in the singular, were built across Greece. These sites were centers of both religious devotion as well as medical treatment, blending spiritual and practical approaches to healthcare. The sanctuary at Epidaurus was the most famous of these healing centers. Patients traveled far and wide to seek Asclepius' aid, engaging in rituals such as bathing in sacred waters and making votive offerings to help that process along. The highlight of the healing process was incubation, and this is where the sick would then sleep in a designated temple area, hoping to receive a dream vision from Asclepius himself, instructing them on how to cure their illness. And many of the people who supposedly were cured left behind inscriptions detailing miraculous recoveries, demonstrating the widespread belief in divine intervention in the healing process. Now, while religious healing was dominant, the Greeks also developed a more systematic approach to medicine. So physicians like Hippocrates, often called the father of medicine, sought to understand diseases based on observation, diagnosis, and treatment, rather than relying solely on divine intervention. The Hippocratic method towards medicine was based on the theory of the four humors: blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile. And these were thought to determine a person's health, the balance in between those things. So imbalances among these humors were believed to cause illness, and treatments aimed to restore balance through things like diet, exercise, drinking water, and herbal remedies. Medical schools in places like Kos and the island of Knidos trained physicians who applied practical techniques, including things like wound care, surgery, and drug prescriptions. And at Epidaurus, while divine healing was central, evidence suggests that trained healers also provided medical treatments, actual medical treatments, demonstrating a kind of fusion of faith-based and empirical healing practices. The coexistence of these two systems shows how Greek medicine was both mystical and scientific, influenced later medical traditions in Rome and beyond in the Western world. Now, healing sanctuaries like Epidaurus were carefully designed to promote physical and spiritual well-being. The site included a temple dedicated to Asclepius, a sacred spring, dormitories where pilgrims could stay, and even a theater, reinforcing the Greek belief that mental and physical health were interconnected. The abaton, a sacred sleeping chamber, was the most crucial part of the sanctuary. This is where the incubation process took place. And patients reported seeing Asclepius himself in their dreams, sometimes accompanied by a sacred snake. And they were believed to have healing powers for the person undergoing the ailment. And so it was actually a good thing. You were considered divinely blessed if you had that dream, and especially if you were bitten by a snake. Now, apart from dream healing, other treatments included fasting, prayer, massages, and herbal remedies. Music and drama were also part of the healing process, as it was believed that entertainment and relaxation contributed to recovery. The design of Epidaurus as a holistic healing center illustrates how the Greeks approached medicine not just as a kind of treatment of symptoms, but as a means of achieving really overall well-being. Ancient Greek medical traditions, particularly those developed at the site of Epidaurus and by Hippocratic practitioners, laid the foundation for Western medicine. The belief in balancing bodily functions, patient observation, and environmental influences on health, that persisted through Roman times into the medieval period. Even today, the Hippocratic Oath, an ethical code for physicians, traces its origins back to ancient Greece. The fusion of religion and science in Greek healing practices highlights the complexity of ancient medical thought. While modern medicine has moved away from divine healing, the emphasis on holistic care, right, preventative medicine, and patient-centered treatment, that all remains relevant. The ruins of Epidaurus continue to attract visitors, serving as a real reminder of the kind of long history of humanity's quest for health and healing.